Washington, our focus next, for two stories that give us a new view of U.S. politics in this presidential election year, and both involve Capitol Hill. Richard Madden in Washington for us this morning. And Richard, I want to start with a major development in the story you were telling us about yesterday at this time. House Republicans have now, in fact, impeached the Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. What does it mean for him, this unprecedented move?
Yeah, good morning, Heather. It is unprecedented because it means Mayorkas becomes the first cabinet secretary to be impeached by the House in more than 150 years. After their failed attempt a week ago, last night, House Republicans narrowly voted to impeach the Homeland Security Secretary with just a single vote, putting them over the finish line. 3 Republicans broke ranks and joined Democrats to vote against. So this is a win for the far-right flank of the Republican conference, who are pushing to oust Mayorkas for what they claim is his failure to secure the southern border and enforce immigration laws. Here's Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene shortly after last night's vote.
To send the message to the Biden administration that it's our border that matters, not other countries' borders. Our border matters. And finally, we've held Alejandro Mayorkas accountable for his willful and betrayal of the American people and breaking federal immigration laws.
Now, most constitutional experts, moderates, and Democrats say this is more of a policy dispute and there's no actual evidence a crime was committed. One of those voices, Republican Congressman Ken Buck, who joined Democrats and voted against.
I prosecuted for 25 years. I know what a high crime and misdemeanor are, and I know that this doesn't qualify. This is a policy difference. You can try to put lipstick on this pig. It is still a pig, and this is a terrible impeachment. It sets a terrible precedent.
So now the next stop is, theoretically, an impeachment trial in the Senate where Democrats hold a slim majority. So it's unlikely Mayorkas will be convicted there because it needs a 2/3 majority vote. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has since called this House impeachment vote a sham, so it's unclear if he'll even put the trial on the Senate floor. He could punt the articles of impeachment to a committee to study it, where it won't see the light of day. He could also move a motion to acquit Mayorkas altogether. Now, as this process was building, President Joe Biden issued a statement calling the vote a, quote, petty political game, saying that history will not look kindly on Republicans for their unconstitutional partisanship.
So, Richard, that impeachment vote, Republicans won by 1. Imagine how this next story would have come into play, because the Democrats are marking a political win from last night as well. They took back a House seat in a special election last night. So the Democrats now up 1, whittling down that Republican majority in the House. Tell us about what happened in the race to replace George Santos.
Yeah, a big election in a district that really didn't get a lot of attention in the past. House Republicans' razor-thin majority just got even smaller. Democrats are projected to flip that seat in the suburban district in Long Island, and this victory gives Democrats a bit of reassurance with anxiety building about President Biden's political vulnerabilities. Now, this seat was held by disgraced Republican Congressman George Santos, who was expelled by Congress back in December. Both parties pumped big money into the suburban swing district in Long Island that had been typically a safe Democratic seat, but Republicans campaigned hard on issues like the migrant crisis, inflation, and crime, which made this race more competitive. But Tom Suozzi, the Democrat, portrayed himself as a moderate. He distanced himself from Joe Biden and the progressive wing of the party, pushing for women's rights and bipartisanship in Congress. So this win by Suozzi is good news for Democrats and perhaps a glimpse of the national mood heading into November. Once he's sworn in, the Republican House majority goes down to 2, leaving them little room for error to advance their agenda.